Okay guys, in quiz 1, to revise your quiz 1 on functions, here we have this problem. Again, to solve word problems, I asked you before, I reminded you before that you have to read the word problem at least twice. So go ahead, take some time to read the problem. You can pause the video if you have if you need another additional time to read the problem. Go ahead, try box number 1, question number 1. Okay, so in a problem like this, given the function of x, 5x minus 3, what will what number or what value of k should be added, okay, to this function so we can get a brand new function 5x, that's 5x plus 3. Okay? Now using your graphic calculator, you just have to press y equals, you know where to find the y equals button, y equals, and then type in 5x minus 3, and then hit graph. Okay? And then using the second graph, which is y2, you're going to type in 5x plus 3, and the graph again, you will know what number to be added to the function of x, 5x minus 3. So you can get the new function of g, which is 5x plus 3. Now, first is you need to identify the y-intercept of the first function, which is -3. So from -3, you have to go up to the y-intercept of the second function, which is +3. So from -3 here, y-intercept is 1, 2, 3, -3, and then 1, 2, 3, +3. What you need to do is from the y-intercept -3, you need to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units up. That will end up to the y-intercept +3. So therefore, you need to add 6 here so you can get a +3 y-intercept, or a +3 y-intercept. So here, using your mental math or calculator, -3 plus 6 will give you a +3. That's how you solve that problem. Next, again, use your, you can pause the video to read this at least twice. Okay, using your calculator again, using y equals, type in 5x. Now, after typing in 5x, press the graph, and you will see the graph of that 5x. Function of x equals 5x. Now, if you want to move your graph 3 units down, that means you have to add, okay, because here for the function of 5x, okay, the y-intercept is actually equal to 0. The y-intercept is equal to 0. You can verify that using your graph. But if you want to move it 3 units down, you have to remember, if this is your y-axis and that's your 0, if you're moving it 1, 2, 3 units down, that means your new y-intercept is going to be -3. That's why you're going to copy the 5x and then put -3 after the 5x, and that will become your new graph. Now, if you want to verify that, use your calculator by pressing y equals and then 5x minus 3. And you will know that the graph really is going to go down 1, 2, 3 units, and the y-intercept is going to be -3. Try that. For that problem, using your calculator, you're going to press y equals and then 4 raised to the x power, or 4 up x, and then graph it. and you will be able to have a graph like this. Not sure if it's visible. Okay, you'll be able to have a graph like that. And then going back to y equals, and then for y2, you are going to press 4 up parentheses x minus 3, and then graph again. It looks like the graph is moving 3 units to the right. Okay, the graph would be like that. So the graph will be going 3 units to the right. Okay, it will be shifted 3 units to the right. Now you have to remember, this is one of the easy questions, because if you're asked for the y-intercept, all you have to do is just circle this one, and that will be the y-intercept. The constant will be the y-intercept of your graph. That's how easy it is. And if you graph this, the graph is going to be a diagonal line to the right because the slope is positive. Anyway, the graph would be a diagonal line to the right. That means it goes to the right. It also goes to the left. For the domain is going to be, see that 2, and then draw that. That means it's all real numbers. That means when you graph this, the value of the domain is always going to will be all the positive numbers, including 0, with all the negative numbers. Simply write this R. We call it all real numbers. You need a lot of time to analyze this problem. So again, pause the video and read the problem. Okay, for a problem like this, here we have the function of x equals 5 to the x minus 5. Now, because we are going to put here for the second one, we are going to replace this by 5x minus 5 and then plus 2. So that will be plus 4. That will become 5 raised to the x minus 5 plus 4. We can go ahead and simplify. Okay? And the new function is going to be 5 raised to the x to negative 1. Okay. First is, after solving this, first use your calculator to graph 5 raised to the x minus 5, and then graph it. It looks like the graph is crossing the negative 5. See, the y-intercept is negative 5. Now, this time, press the y equals again, and then go to y2, and then press the new function, which is 5 raised to the x, and then minus 1. Graph it again, and it's now gonna, here we got negative 5. It is now going to hit the negative 1 of the y-axis. So the question is, what happened from this one, from the first function, going down to, by the way, I'm going to change this to g because that's a new function. So what happened to the function of x down to the function of g? So here, from negative 1, you got to remember, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. From negative 5, it went up to negative 1. So how many times did it go up? 1, 2, 3, 4. It went up 4. From G, from F to G, it actually went up 4. So here, FG is 4 units below, the function of f is 4 units below the G. Yeah, that's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 units below the second function of G. There we go. Now, we learned this before in our class in finding the average rate. First, we have to find the rate of change. Rate of change is basically subtracting the bigger number by the smaller number. So let's go ahead and subtract this and that. 6.1 minus 2, 5.2, 6.1 minus 5.2 is 0.9. Subtract that. 7.4 minus 6.1, 1.3. These two. 9 minus 7.4. And then 10.3 minus 9. 14.1 minus 10.3. Then we can go ahead and add all of them. 0.9 plus 1.3 plus 1.6 plus 1.3 plus 3.8, and then divide it by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, since we're looking for, we just found the rate of change. This time we're gonna go ahead and find the average. Since we're looking for the average, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We add all the numbers divided by 5, and the answer is 1.78. That is the final answer. Again, you can pause the video or rewind, and that's about it.